All right, thank you everybody for joining in today. All you InvArch techs, we're going to be doing the impromptu live reading of InvArch Eduseries 3. Just before we get started, a couple quick things that I wanted to talk about really quick. We do have a challenge ongoing right now. It highlights the InV4 protocol. If you guys go to our Twitter, that's where we announced the challenge. We have a tweet there that's been liked and retweeted a bunch already. It's called the Innovation Drive Competition. We're giving away a prize pool of 200 dot total to the top 5 best use cases. To enter, make sure you use the Gleam link and follow the instructions. We have a timeline of about April 26th to May 10th right now, ending at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May 10th. And then the winners will be announced in the following days. So, all right, guys, with that being said, like I said, this Eduseries goes over the InV4 protocol, which directly correlates with the challenge that we've started. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off the live reading. All right, guys, InvArch Eduseries 3, Web3's superhighway and the future of transporting intellectual property rights. Welcome to the InvArch Eduseries, a series of articles introducing the significance of the InvArch network, explaining its technologies, and highlighting the dire problems it solves. Last week, we kicked things off with the live reading of Eduseries 2, so I'm not going to read that part. Continuing our journey, we dive into the InvArch Eduseries 3, Web3 superhighway and the future of transporting IP rights. We will take a closer look at how InvArch alleviates the congestion of managing IP rights and how InvArch streamlines mundane processes to provide a new vehicle for transporting and fractionalizing IP rights. All right, first chapter, congested roadways. That came out a little funny. The crumbling infrastructure of IP management. Let's clarify an important distinction between the exclusive ownership of an NFT and the legal ownership of creative work. As noted in previous InvArch Eduseries, NFTs are unique digital certificates of ownership recorded on a blockchain network. More basically, an NFT represents a non-interchangeable unit of data, or a quote-unquote one-of-a-kind digital asset. To the broader public, it's essential to understand that NFTs are fundamentally different from actual JPEGs that have taken the world by storm. It's not the metadata, JPEG, of an NFT that is one of a kind. It's the unique content identifier, CID, linking your NFT and its content that serves as an immutable certificate of ownership over that particular instance of data pegged to your NFT. Again, it's the difference between buying a Pokemon card and having the right to produce a Pokemon movie. More bluntly, as stated by Harrison Jordan in No, NFTs aren't copyrights. There's an article there if you guys want to read it and get a little bit more deep into that. The NFT purchaser owns nothing more than a unique hash on the blockchain with a transactional record and a hyperlink to the file of the artwork. Now let's expand by looking at the current landscape of copyright protection. The beauty is that the foundation for such has already been provided thanks to instances like the 1886 Berne Convention and the 1996 WIPO Copyright Treaty. The problem is that the world of NFTs has become a congested roadway, a traffic jam of ownership confusion. It is a roadway with no regulations to protect the vehicles that drive on it. It can be viewed similarly as the world once did when cars and roadways first experienced heavy adoption. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of speeding, and a lot of fun. However, there is an evident lack of safety and standards that help enforce the protection of everybody on the roads. What we have today are NFTs being used at a fantastic pace. However, while they are new and robust, it's essential to understand that they are bound to be accidents on the innovation freeway without any international compliance. What's worse, none of the current cars have seatbelts. There are obscurities over rights and ownership when they should be clear, which extends far beyond the world of NFTs. Protection can be easy to find throughout the music industry for multi-million-dollar artists, but for up-and-coming artists, shelter over their creative work is hard to enforce. In the tech community, accusations of stolen or unauthorized use of code are a daily occurrence. Individuals hire freelancers regularly only to one day find out that the final product delivered to them is riddled with copyright infringement over images and others' creative content. The good news is that the solution isn't overly complicated. Imagine the exact car you've come to love, just with the seat belts and the ability to infinitely expand, but that's a topic for another InvArch Eduseries. The InV4 protocol, a new vehicle for IP assets and IP rights. let's follow up on the foundation that has been provided through events like the Berne Convention and the WIPO Copyright Treaty and see what is missing from the current landscape of non-fungible assets. Clarity. This difference makes the InvArch network's InV4 protocol so powerful. One of the defining palettes of the InV4 protocol is the IPL palette, which stands for IP licensing. The IPL palette provides a modular library of various licensing and copyright agreements that link to an IP set. Users can imagine a catalog of agreements for trademark licensing, copyright licensing, trade secret licensing. Licensing can be exclusive, non-exclusive, or be sole agreements. These agreements can be perpetual, or they can feature set terms. This catalog will also natively feature licensing agreements such as the MIT license, the UNA license, Creative Commons, and the General Public license. The InV4 protocol will also allow the ability to upload custom licensing agreements. Imagine if every digital asset came with an explicit licensing and/or copyright agreement attached. Now stop imagining, because it's real and it's the future with InvArch. At the surface level, the IPL palette provides international compliance for non-fungible assets not yet achieved at the protocol level throughout Web3. However, when you dig deeper, the IPL palette will supercharge these agreements by enforcing agreements and limitations over IP sets. Additionally, thanks to the InV4 protocol, actual ownership can be fractionalized using multiple pegged fungible assets representing ownership, or ARO. An ARO is typically reflected in the first IP token attached to an IP set. The asset ID of an ARO is defined in a copyright ownership agreement, and there can be multiples of these fungible assets. Here's a little image to give you all an example. In a simple scenario, if there is one of these IPTs, then there is a sole owner, and that owner would be whoever owns that IPT. Now with InvArch, ownership can become a lot more lucrative. Say there are 5 of these IPTs. Then there are 5 individual tokens representing 20% of the ownership each. One person could hold all 5, or have 3 of them while another individual holds the other 2. There could also be an instance where 100 of these IPTs exist and any amount is held among various accounts. Don't forget, InvArch is joining the Polkadot ecosystem of parachains. With this comes the power of interoperability of data between blockchains. The KILT protocol is a robust identity protocol for issuing self-sovereign, anonymous, verifiable credentials and decentralized identifiers. For those who are not yet familiar, KILT also features a powerful capability, DID sign, a powerful and decentralized take on DocuSign applying verified signatures to documents. This means that individuals will be able to sign agreements such as copyright agreements using their verified signatures attached to their Web3 identities. So what's the significance? With technologies such as those seen in InvArch and KILT, the Polkadot ecosystem will be the first and only blockchain ecosystem that features native international compliance regarding IP assets and copyright material. All right, guys. Going on right into the next chapter, assets on InvArch, the superhighway of tomorrow built for today. But before I do, I want to stress once more, the InV4 protocol is seriously, it's revolutionary, okay? What we're doing with this is also part of the reason why we've launched this challenge that I want to reiterate on. If you click this Gleam link here, and I'm doing this for the sake of the video, I know our live listeners can't see what I'm doing right now. We do list out these steps here very thoroughly. Make sure you follow all of them. Winners are going to be announced on May 11th, 2022 during the InvArch Weekly Wednesday update. So you guys can expect that. You have to be 18 years old to participate or older, and you must use required hashtags when you create your thread explaining your use case with the InV4 protocol. Everything is here. Just make sure you all register. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and dive on into the next chapter, assets on InvArch, the superhighway of tomorrow built for today. Intricate systems of fractional ownership over a single set of multiple assets. That is the future possible with the InvArch network and the InV4 protocol. More importantly, proper infrastructure for IP assets is on the horizon, strapped with the functionality for international compliance, dApps and marketplaces that feature internationally compliant transactions and ownership transfers of non-fungible assets. InvArch realizes a powerful future for Web3, where NFTs aim to bridge the ownership gap. InvArch succeeds by providing the infrastructure for them to do so. With InvArch, assets are more than NFTs. They're more than just transactional records. The InV4 protocol brings IP assets to life and takes non-fungible technology to the next level. Digital assets can represent both their legal copyright ownership and their possessive ownership, separately managed yet jointly connected, all recorded and stored on one immutable ledger. Imagine a marketplace where individuals don't just purchase a certified record of a file, but they can buy and sell the copyrights over their assets. Imagine a marketplace where transfers can be instant and even make use of applying verified signatures to copyright agreements and ownership transfers, and thus providing an internationally compliant platform for NFT sales. Code repositories can have their use carefully licensed, and developers can manage the reproduction and/or third-party use of their code with ease. Music producers will be able to easily manage their tracks in an array of licensing deals linked to their music. Artists and collectors can have peace of mind when conducting marketplace transactions. The InV4 protocol isn't just a revolutionary concept, it's simply commonplace in international standards integrated with blockchain technology. Looking forward to the future and the next InvArch Eduseries. So the next InvArch Eduseries is already out. If you guys are not aware, it is InvArch Eduseries 4, the SEPA Revolution and a New Golden Age for Innovation. I will be, of course, doing another live reading of those in days coming. However, if you guys want to go ahead and get the jump, you guys can go ahead and read it now. Of course, just go to InvArch on Medium, and you'll be able to find it. All the live readings that we've done thus far, the articles are also provided on our Medium. So if you haven't, go ahead, go over there. If you liked what we had to say, be sure to go there and give us some claps too, guys. We really do appreciate it and always appreciate you all showing your support. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Discord followers, as well, for tuning in. I would greatly like to shout out all of the InvArch team as well as the ambassadors for connecting, staying up to date on the tasks. It's been awesome, guys. You guys have been killing it. And I'm super excited for the future of not only the project, but for everybody involved. It's going to be an incredible time, and there's nothing but things to look forward to on the horizon. With that, guys, I want to go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whatever it may be. Enjoy yourself.